Hey, I'm Aniya Ingram, and I got next.
What it do, Sports Life Talk Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Life Talk. You got next. I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, and I'm rocking alongside my colleague, my co-host, my tag team partner, the head coach, KT. How you doing today, KT?
I'm doing well, but I just got a feeling there's going to be a lot of Louisiana talk on here, and I'm not really for it.
Hey, y'all heard it. He beat me to the punch. I'm taking y'all back home. My stomping grounds, the state of Louisiana. We got a special treat that's small in package, but mighty in impact. We got Aniya Ingram, sophomore college soccer star at the Southern University. Aniya, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Happy to be here.
Hey, well, we happy to have you. But before we jump into Aniya and tell her phenomenal story, and she got some stuff she's going to tell y'all, we got to pay the bills. And first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for checking out our channel. Thank you for stopping by. We know you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to listen in to our story. So we calling on all the SU fans, all the HBCU alumni and grads, all the nine Ingrams out there who are small and mighty but got a great story. We need you to do us a favor. In SLT tradition, true form to the show, on the count of 3, we are going to smash that subscribe button. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Kevin and I have made this determination to go around the country and tell these great stories of people, big people doing big things and accomplishing big dreams. And I heard 1,000 little things go off in my head when it happened, Kevin. So this is going to be a very, very, very prosperous show. But those individuals who did do that just got front row seats to our exclusive content. We drop You Got Next episodes every Thursday and Sunday. So be on the lookout for more great shows like today's. Now, without further ado, Kev, who do we have in the building today?
I don't know. She's from Louisiana, so why don't you introduce her? Because I know you want to do that.
I am out of Zachary, Louisiana, the Southern University midfielder, standing at 5'1". There she is. She poking her chest out. She's smiling. Aniya Ingram, how are you today?
I'm doing good. You know, it's bad weather outside, but we're inside. So
anywhere there's you with that smile, it can't be. You just lit up the whole room, right? So, all right, well, listen, now, before we tell everybody about how you have been out there on the front lines protesting and how you chose to choose soccer as your sport of choice and a hotbed of talent, we got to take you through the initiation. Now, I know you read the Cliff Notes, so you ready? You buckled up?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go, Kevin.
All right, so to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 hip-hop artists.
My top 5 hip-hop artists, I'm going to start off with a little new school. I'm going to say Chance the Rapper at number 5. Number 4, I listen to my Louisiana rap. Gotta keep it local. Support your local artists. Right. So Kevin Gates. I like old school. Love old school rap. My dad put me on at an early age. So definitely, I'm gonna say Biggie as my number 3. Because I'm not with the whole East Coast, West Coast, but Tupac is definitely gonna be my number 1. And number 2, that's gonna be a tough one.
I like how she counted down, Kev.
Yeah, she's the first
one. I don't listen to as much hip hop. So,
well, what's your favorite R&B artist? SZA.
Nah, Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill. That's old school now.
What she said.
I love old school. That's my favorite.
All right, so give us your favorite sports teams.
For football, I love the Seahawks.
Thank you.
After they won the Super Bowl, that's when I really started being a fan. But
you
I
got
say
some
my
heart
favorite,
connection, though. So you liked them, but then they decided to throw the ball at the end zone. So after they won the Super Bowl, they went and lost the Super Bowl.
Right. And then I say my favorite like all-time football player ever is probably Ray Lewis. I don't know, it's just something about that whole era, Miami Hurricanes, and then Ray Lewis and his career. So I like Ray Lewis. That's my favorite football player. My favorite soccer team, either Chelsea or I like the U.S. men's team right now, but also too love U.S. women's team because, you know, you got to support the women, especially because, you know, one, they've been in constant, you know, they've been constantly like going back and forth trying to get equal pay and stuff like that.
Pay equality.
So I gotta support them, love them, and I definitely, you know, support the U.S. national teams and stuff like that. So
now, Kev, I want you to pay attention to something right now, because I don't know how y'all do it in Oak Cliff and DeSoto and Lancaster and all that there, but that's a Louisiana-bred woman right there. Did you hear her talk about Miami University and Ray Lewis drop sign? That's how we do it in the state, man. Even the females out of our state know more than no more than football than half the dudes out here, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out, Aniya.
Yeah, shout out to you, but Louisiana, yeah. All right, so who is your favorite superhero?
I don't know. I'm really not a big superhero fan, but I did tell my dad the other day I have a red car, and I told him to give me some blue rims the next time, and we could put some blue lines on it so it could be Spider-Man. So I'm gonna say Spider-Man for now, just because I told him that the other day. That was the first thing that came to my mind. So if I ride in a Spider-Man car, then yeah, Spider-Man is probably my favorite.
All right, so instead of Spider-Man, we're going to call you Spider-Woman because there is a Spider-Woman out there. What will be your theme song?
Hit 'em Up by Tupac.
I hit 'em up. Now, you know that's a battle song. Now, you start out talking about, I don't get into this East Coast, West Coast beat, but I hit 'em up was coming straight from Junior Mafia.
I mean, I feel like for an opening song, like if you're going to be a superhero and you got to kick butt, you know, you got to start it off with some hard stuff coming like from the gate. You can't come out with, you know, the Lauryn Hill playing for the theme song for the superheroes.
Yeah. Hit them up.
Say, if the click you claim, West Side till we ride. That Tupac, that song that go hard.
You claim to be a player, but yeah, we ain't gonna get into that.
Hey, Aniya, welcome to the Sports Life Talk family. We are so blessed to have you on the show today, and just tell us a little bit about the culture, right? About being an African American woman playing a sport, which we honestly just don't see a lot of us playing. You know, we don't see a lot of us in men's and women's, but especially in the women. So let's talk a little bit about this. I'm shouting out my folks out there, Zachary. Zachary, stand up. Tell us what it was like growing up in Zachary and playing soccer.
All right, so my first sport ever was soccer. And then as I got a little bit older, I shied away from it and started running track. So I say I was serious like in running track up until like 5th, 6th grade. Then I went back and started playing soccer again. And I think I fell in love with it all over again. I really started practicing. I wanted to go to, you know, play on club teams. I wanted to practice more. I was in the front yard with my cones, looking up stuff on YouTube. And then I finally started playing club soccer my freshman year in high school. And I ended up going to University Lab School. I transferred from Zachary my 8th grade year, and I went to U High. So I was the only Black girl on my soccer team for like 2 years up until my junior year in high school when I was there. And it was never awkward being on the team because I love the sport so much that I just, you know, it was different for me being the only Black girl culturally, but it was like because I enjoyed the sport so much that it wasn't hard for me to say, okay, well, I love playing soccer, but I don't like my teammates. It wasn't like that. I just like playing the sport and I enjoyed going out there and I made friends along the way. But there were some conversations that would always come up eventually. And I think I appreciated the conversations because it was more, I'm comfortable enough to ask you because you are my teammate, as opposed to, you know, seeing them stereotype and, you know, feel a certain way about certain things. you know, we would have open conversations on bus rides to games and at practices and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it was a great experience for me as well as the people on my team because I felt like I had something to offer them, but also vice versa, you know, Black people and white people are different. So you learn from each other different things. Also, too, you realize that a lot of it is ignorance as opposed to just pure hatred if it is some type of, you know, discrimination or racism somewhere mixed in there with that person or something like that. So, I mean, I genuinely appreciated that experience. So when I got to Zachary, it was a little more diverse. I graduated from Zachary. I went to 𝐬𝐻 for 3 years though.
Okay. Well, I can tell you giving me these next level type vibes. I don't know, Kel. We might be looking like the future governor of Louisiana or something right there on the mic right now. I'm tripping. Hey, you well, like, I mean, do people ever tell you to be, you know, 19, 20 years old? You speak very well and you kind of light years ahead of the game right now. You playing chess, everybody else is playing checkers right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried, you know, to keep myself educated on different things. You know, I say that I'm a little bit more aware than a lot of people around me, but, you know, I feel like you can learn from everybody. So just to keep an open mind and to be more willing to listen and understand as opposed to always just saying stuff too, you know.
Now, how many times did they ask to touch your hair?
Never. I've never had anybody ask
I always
that.
wondered that. I know I hear that a little bit. So I want to ask the kind of the reverse question. You were around a lot of Caucasians when you were playing. Did Black people kind of question that as well? Did you have to kind of go back to Black people and say, hey, I'm not losing myself because I hang around all of these Caucasians? Or was that just the African American community knew what was up?
For a second, my dad would crack a joke and he was like, oh yeah, one day you're gonna bring a white guy home. And I was just like, no.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Not really my cup of tea, but you know, I found that a lot of friends that I made when I was at 𝐬𝐻, they would feel like they weren't Black enough to be with Black people, but they weren't white enough to hang out with their white friends either. I didn't feel like I had that problem. I had friends from my old school, and I also had friends at the school that I was at. But I have been in different environments to where somebody would be like, oh, you went to school there, so you're not like this, you wouldn't understand that. And it's just like, I feel like I didn't owe it to them for me to be like, you know what, no, I'm not like that. You know, I was just like, you know, you're gonna feel how you feel about it. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. I feel like they didn't treat me mean or try to treat me like an outcast because of it. But, you know, sometimes I do get comments about the fact that I did go to a private school for a while or that I play a white people's sport. Somebody told me that in the gas station up the road one time. They were like, oh, are you on the dance team or something? I was like, oh, no, sir, I'm a soccer player. He was like, oh, that's a white girl sport. I said, you'll be surprised. You go over that hump and you're going to see a whole team full of Black girl soccer players at Southern University. So a lot of people don't even know that we have a team here at Southern anyway.
I didn't even know it. You exposed me. You put me on game. So
a lot of people here don't know.
So the fans are probably sitting back and they're like, man, she's so mature. She's not afraid to tackle this tough issue of racial equality and what it's like for a young African-American female to be surrounded in this weird and awkward environment. And this is just not something you saying on our show. You believed in it. As a matter of fact, this past season, you were given an award from Zachary or from the city you grew up in regards because you organized a Black Lives Matter protest last summer. Tell us a little bit about that.
A little bit after George Floyd was killed by the cops in Minnesota, you know, it was a big topic. It was a heavy topic for a lot of people. And me and a couple of other people in the community, we formed like a little group and we made signs and stuff like that. And I used, you know, going to 𝐬𝐻, but also living in Zachary, I had people there that were interested in participating. I had been to a few protests that some of my other friends had put on in Baton Rouge. So they were supporting, they brought the crowd that they had at theirs to ours. And it was a really big turnout. The cops were willing to, you know, shut off the main street in Zachary so we could actually walk and protest. And I think we left from the high school and we walked to like City Hall in that area. and then everybody kind of said what they said or whatever they wrote. They read their speeches and stuff like that. You know, that opened a few doors. Like further on, I had an opportunity, like a scholarship opportunity for, it was like a leadership week or something like that, a little bit after, like later in the summer, because of, you know, my involvement with the protests and stuff like that. But it was a humbling experience, you know. I mean, it's unfortunate what happens. And, you know, you hate to see the justice system misuse power so often, especially when it pertains to Black people. So, I mean, I feel like if it was my brother, if it was my dad, then I would want somebody to, you know, say something, speak up for us. So, I mean, I feel like regardless of whether it was in Baton Rouge or not, you know, we all have our obligations to society to step up and say, hey, you know, it's wrong. And also, too, we have our own issues here that are coming out slowly, but they're coming out finally.
I wasn't planning on going this direction with it, but what was going on in your mind? Like, what all emotions flowed through you as the events of last summer transpired and you saw Black people, white people, Mexicans, Asians, no matter what culture, it was like everybody came together in the midst of this pandemic. What was going on in your mind, even as you went on to do a little protest, or a big protest right there in your hometown? Tell me a little bit about what emotions you were feeling.
I mean, it was so many emotions that could be felt in that moment. One, since, like you said, it was in the middle of the pandemic and it was early on. So people were still unsure about the pandemic. Oh, I don't want to go out and I don't want to catch it. When people were protesting, though, they were out and it was hot. It was in the middle of the summer with their mask on, ready to protest, ready to raise their voice. So it was hot. You know, we were out there sweating. You know, we had seen how a lot of the protesting had ended in other places too. So I could honestly say a little bit of fear that, you know, maybe somebody else might go out and, you know, they want to start something. They want to throw a bottle at a cop or something like that. Now it turns into a riot in a small city. And it's like, you know, obviously they're going to pin it on the people who organized the protest as opposed to saying, okay, well, it just got a little out of hand.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
because Louisiana was not immune to what transpired. Baton Rouge was the home of Alton Sterling. So we're talking right down the street. You got some issues that need to be unpacked. You still got a community that's grieving and hurting after seeing a person that was down with 2 cops on his back get shot.
Exactly. So that's why it was such a heavy topic here, you know, to see somebody else, even though they were in another state. You know, we know how it felt. Because our city was, you know, up in arms then too, as soon as that happened. And it was for a while. So, I mean, it was a lot of emotions, like planning the protest, but also being there. And then after, to see that it was such a good turnout, it actually was peaceful. How many people in the community actually came out and participated. But also to see, you know, some people show their tales in the community about how they really felt about the situations too. People that you thought were your friends and, you know, people that you kind of grew up with, they were like, oh, you know, y'all are blocking up the road, y'all are taking up time doing this, and y'all are just gonna cause a riot. And it's just like, you know, do you not see that the cause is bigger than just we're taking up a few minutes of
you
your
trying
time
to get some fried chicken? Yeah.
Right, you can't get down Main Street, like, you know. So, I mean, I feel like it revealed a lot, but also too, I feel like it built something up inside of me too. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things as well.
Man, you're 5'1" in size, but you are carrying the world right now. You are doing gigantic things. Let's talk on a positive note. You played on a predominantly white team for the most part of your career. You go back home to Zachary. There was no doubt in your mind you wanted to go HBCU. I'm assuming at this point in time. What made Southern the right choice for you?
All right, so coming out of high school, I didn't start getting offers for soccer until later. Like, it was more towards when COVID kind of started.
Really?
So I had Alcorn. I was talking to Jackson State, and Southern was obviously, I'd been in contact with their coach as well. So I really, you know, I wasn't really interested in Jackson State. Growing up in Louisiana, Southern Jackson State rivalry. it just was less appealing. I just could not go to Jackson State. It just wasn't, it sounded good to have a little offer from there, a little money. Woo, but it just like, I can't go to Jackson State if I had an offer from Southern too. And then Alcorn, I don't know, I just think I kind of like the idea of staying at home, but also to being able to move into my own apartment. So I was like, I don't want to go too far and then be homesick. But I was like, I don't want to stay at home and then stay in the house. I wanted some freedom. So I was like, Southern was my best bet. One of my high school teammates, she is my roommate now, so she came here too. So I had friends, I knew people here. And also, it's just nothing like being at home. I could always go up the road and get a meal from my house and come back.
There it is. Hey, we built different, Kev. See, I be trying to tell Kev, like, in Louisiana, we don't rock with everybody like that. It's some principalities to this thing, man. I mean, like, hey, Jackson State, no, we good.
No, Jackson State.
Kev, take over, man.
I don't know. Y'all all buddy, so I already know I probably lose in our championship round. Aniya, tell us about your first experience at Southern when you first stepped onto the campus.
Well, my first experience at Southern definitely did not start this year. I mean, I grew up going to Bayou Classic, going to homecoming, went to ACT prep on campus at TT Lane. So, I mean, I've been around campus, I know people here. So it is definitely home. But I think coming here freshman year, it was different. It was definitely an adjustment because one, COVID made most of the stuff online.
That's right.
Our season got pushed back into the second semester, and it's usually first semester. So, coming in freshman year, we didn't have the end of our senior year in high school, and it was difficult for us because it was like we didn't have graduation, we didn't have prom. And then also too, coming in, it's like, all right, y'all are supposed to be safe. Y'all aren't supposed to catch COVID first semester. So no partying, no going out, no activities. So it was like we were stuck in our apartments for like all of first semester. So naturally, we got antsy. People were throwing parties and we got in a little trouble with our coach. But, we got back to business by the time season started, and it was difficult, but we made it through. We had a good season by the end. We did well in the swag tournament. So,
was fans there, or y'all had to play without the fans?
We had fans, but it wasn't max capacity. I think it was only a certain percent.
Just family
and
members
also
and
stuff? Well, no, it wasn't just family members. The way our stadium is set up, it's like bleachers, but also too, if you bring your own chairs and they spread out, then they weren't going to say anything about it. So, I mean, a lot of football players would come, like friends and family would come.
Yeah, that's pretty
dope. Like people like that, but it wasn't like a overabundance of people anyways.
So, Aniya, let me ask you this. Let's just say that hypothetically I have a daughter and she's trying to pursue her dream of, playing soccer. Why should she go to Southern to further her career?
Well, I feel like for starters, there's no experience like an HBCU experience. I feel like from the professors to my teammates, the people that work in my apartment, everybody on campus, the people in the union, it's like everybody's family, everybody's close, everybody cares for you. If somebody doesn't like you, it's not prejudice. It's not racism. They just don't like you, and you can respect that. It's a rich culture being at an HBCU, even though we are underfunded, even though, sometimes it is a little tore up or it's a little, it's not as nice or as glamorous as a PWI. It's home, and you're definitely going to get comfortable being at the HBCU that you're at. But specifically Southern, we have good food in Louisiana.
Boom.
The people are nice.
Boom.
It's definitely family. Southern's campus offers it has its own flavor, to say the very least about it. The bluff, we're on Scotts Bluff. It's a nice river at the back of campus that you can sit out there, you can eat your lunch. You know, the professors are kind. You know, it's people that look like you there. And I feel like to say that we have red beans and rice with fried chicken every Monday in the calf, I feel like that's enough reason to come to Southern.
Hey, just the chicken alone.
Red beans and rice on Mondays is enough to come to Southern.
Well, all right, Aniya, you ready? You ready to turn? Me and Kev gonna become the athletes, and you gonna become the guest here for a second. All right.
All right.
You, Aniya Ingram, have entered into what we call championship rounds. Have you ever played a game called Would You Rather?
Yeah, I have.
All right, so you kind of get the premise of this game. It's very simple. I'll give you an option. Kev will give you an option. These will be statements. You have to select one of these statements. Now, you can't alter the options. You can't modify. You can ask any questions and we'll expand on it. So please do think about your answers before giving them. But the ultimate goal is to put you in a pressure cooker to where you have to select one over the other. Now, the first host to get 2 points or the best out of 3 will win this episode of Championship Rounds. And Aniya, me and Kev takes this very seriously, and it's why it gives me no better pleasure to tell America that I am up 18 games to 17 games. That is right. The Mouth of the South, B. Jones, is right now the defending champion. So I will get today's game started. I'm gonna put 318 on my back. All right, Aniya?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Aniya Ingram, would you rather become the head coach of your own soccer program, similar to a AAU, or
go around the country coaching and exposing young African-American girls to soccer?
I would have to say go around the country exposing young African-American girls to soccer.
I'm giving you your own program. No, you can help the young ladies right there.
I know, but it's just, I don't know. You don't see a lot of us playing soccer in general, so.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Check one to Kevin. Boo. Can we add some sound effects to the show, Kev? They go, boo, boo.
Round 2, since I won round 1. Would you rather travel for 1 year as Michelle Obama's assistant or
work on the set of Oprah as an intern for 1 year?
I'll have to say travel with Michelle as her assistant.
I think you just want to travel.
You know what?
But I like Michelle Obama though.
I know. You're a political
person.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to justify anything with him.
Well, Aniya, thank you for turning the ring over to him. Good job, Aniya. Good job. All right, so here we go. Last question.
You be quiet. I got this.
Okay.
Round.
I'm just in disgust right now.
Yeah, you should be. Round 3. Would you have Southern win back-to-back conference titles, or
would you like to be the best player in the conference and win an MVP?
Best player in the conference and win MVP.
I think she gave you sympathy on that one. She knows she wanted to go Southern back. She didn't want you to get swept. I understand, Aniya. I get it. Louisiana, y'all want to stick together a little bit. But hey, I got the win, so I'm good with this.
I'm still man, Oprah's the biggest network. It's gonna set you up for your own show, Aniya.
Jones, let it go, man.
All right, Aniya Ingram. I know I hate we didn't talk some of the fun stuff you got. I see all kind of stuff here in your notes. You love to read, you love to write, even roller skating. I mean,
hey, tacos, and I think your favorite food is really breakfast food. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I love breakfast.
I love breakfast too. Hopefully for Father's Day, I'm gonna get some breakfast for dinner. All right, so let's talk a little bit about You Got Next. So the whole purpose of having you on here is we're gonna be rooting for you. SLT Nation is gonna be behind you now. You in the family. So what does the future hold for you?
Well, I intend on long term, I intend on going to law school. Hopefully, graduating. That's a big goal at this point, to graduate at the end of my 4 years on time. Short term, the coming season, just really being able to fully come into myself as a player, really get settled in and settled down some. I didn't have the best season last year personally, but I've been really working hard this summer. So next season, can show up and hopefully show out. So
yeah, midfielders are like strikers, right? So have you scored your first goal?
Kind of. We're more of we distribute the ball more than anything. Like, you know, we receive it from the defense and pass it back up, and if we have too much pressure, then we pass it back. We help facilitate the ball movement on the field. So
okay.
Well, Aniya, tell us about your coaching experience and how that differs from being a player.
I love coaching. I just started coaching, so it's really been like, I say about 6 months at this point. But I coach little bitty kids like 6 and under, and then I coach at a school, and I'm just kind of teaching them the basics of soccer. But I enjoy coaching because, you know, it's just some things that you learn coaching that you will not get being a player. Like just the difference. Like I see what my coach goes through now dealing with us, because it's like, okay, well, you have to, you know, teach that to somebody else. It's one thing playing it, but it's another thing trying to tell somebody else how to play it, especially small kids. So I feel like it offers a different insight of the game. But I think I have to actually sit there and like look up drills and games and different ways to make it fun and, you know, keep the kids, you know, engaged the whole time I'm training them, as opposed to just showing up and just doing whatever the workout is and be like, whoo, okay, bye, see everybody tomorrow. Like, you know, it's more to it than that. You got to show up early, you got to get set up, you got to, you know, make sure you memorize all the kids' names and tendencies and what they like and keep them focused, and how many water breaks is too many and how many is not enough, because, you know, it's more technical. So it's like, it's different than just showing up and participating and leaving. But, you know, you actually have to put more into it. So,
hey, so, oh man, what is the ultimate dream? What is if you look forward 10 years, what are you going to sleep at night thinking about? What is the ultimate end game for Aniya Ingram? Is it to be the first female president? What do you want to do?
I don't really want to say right now, because I don't feel like I want to limit myself to just, oh, this is what I'm chasing or this is what I want to do. I think I really just want to be successful. I want to be happy and love what I'm doing, but also too, I want to help other people and feel like I'm making a difference around me. So I think those are the things that are most important to me when I consider the things that I'm getting myself into in my life. But, you know, the sky's the limit, honestly. I just, you know, I want to put myself out there. If I want to try this, then I want to try it. And if I don't like it, then I want to try something else, you know, just, I don't know. I just kind of want to try different things. But, you know, I just want to be happy with what I'm doing. All
right. Well, Kev, you want to get our call signs and.
Oh, so Aniya, where can people find you on social media?
Yeah.
All right. My Instagram is _Aniya, but it's n.i.y.a. And I'm on Twitter at Ingram Aniya. And I'm not really on Snapchat much. So.
Okay. So any shout outs?
Shout out to my dad and my mom for raising me. Shout out to my little brother, my teammates, and all of my coaches that helped me get to this point. And most importantly, shout out to God for getting me to that point in my life. So right, all of this could be possible for me to be on the show, for me to get in college and have some scholarship to be here on and play and continue to play the sport that I enjoy and get an education. So.
Hey, you got ice water in your veins, Aniya Ingram. And Aniya Ingram, you got next. We want to thank you so much again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure. I cannot wait to see where this mature, polished political attitude and mantra that you have. I can't wait to see where it takes you. Kev and I and the rest of Sports Life Talk Nation, we will be behind you every step of the way. We want to remind everybody again, please like, share, subscribe. Please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Tell us how you feel about Kevin just getting the upset today. in championship rounds and tying it up 18-18, and let us know who your top 5 is. It don't matter. And let us know if you want to see Aniya dance. I want to see her. I want Aniya to publish a video. She says she can dance. I'm challenging her to a dance off because we can't touch on the soccer field. Remember, Kevin and I, we go live Wednesday nights at 8:00 p.m. We stream on YouTube. We stream on Facebook. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll automatically get a front row seat and notified when we go live. And also, we drop new content all the time, but exclusively on Thursdays and Sundays. We are dropping You Got Next. So you'll see more stories like Aniya Ingram and other wonderful, lovely young ladies and men all across the nation who are doing big things. Kev, you got anything you want to leave them with?
I mean, even though y'all got that Louisiana connection, man, I came in and kind of ruined it with me winning championship round.
Oh my goodness. Nah, we still can't, folk. You don't know nothing about the food. You don't know nothing about the people.
That's still cousin.
Yeah, we still kin folk. Well, we still fam.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't you even worry about it. All right, listen, we want to thank y'all again for coming in. And listen, we love y'all. Y'all be blessed, stay safe, take care of one another, and y'all just do the damn thing. Listen, we'll see y'all again next time on another episode of Sports Life Talk. You Got Next. Yeet.
Thank y'all for having me. I enjoyed myself.
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a John in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the AM, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she want a vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippi's. Big dog since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the apron. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this. Yeah, money now it's funny how I see the mood switch. But boy, lame girl, funny how the two mix. So I got them uptight, now they got the loose lips. Want the doors with a suicide on it. If I'm winning, gotta put my slimes on it. I ain't buying no Gucci or Prada. That shit my man, and it's proof for her, solid. Drip the finesse like Kyrie. Young man with his own brand, I designed it. Whole gang got a wrist spring cause I iced it. No name in my domain, I'm the nicest. Night game, know I used to dream of the diamond. 2 bad things I'm in between like a hyphen. Drip when I pull up to